Trienne here, your leadership performance coach. I'm so excited to bring you this topic today because I think that when we think of inspiring our teams to reach their next level, both personally and professionally, we think that this is a really big, tall order. So, how do I inspire my team? How do I use my time wisely to make sure that my team is reaching for their next level personally and professionally? I've got your back on this. I'm going to give you 3 different ways that we can do this in a way that makes it feel good for us to be a leader, for us to be able to help them get to their next level without making it something that feels mandatory, but instead really inspiring them and making sure that it's something that they know is good for them as well. I don't know if you're like me and you've sat down in an evaluation before on the receiving end of it, and your mentor, your leader, your supervisor said to you, today we're going to sit down and set some ways that you can make goals that are going to help you both personally and professionally. I got this like deer in the headlights look before I really knew how to create goals. And all I can think of is, what is it that my supervisor wants me to say instead of what do I specifically want for myself? So I'm going to help you understand today 3 different things that you can use that you can inspire your team to reach for their next level without feeling like it's going to be mandatory for them and something that they don't have their buy-in to, okay? So, number 1 way to inspire your team is simple. It's not always easy. You've heard me say this before. It's not always easy, but it's simple. So, number 1, lead by example. So, a great leader is going to set the tone for their team mostly and most effectively by demonstrating the behavior and the attitudes that she's expecting from her team and from her team members. So by modeling a strong work ethic, integrity, dedication to some continuous improvement, and an effective woman leader inspires her team then to follow in her footsteps and strive for their own personal growth and development because they're seeing how it is affecting her and how it is ultimately affecting the business that they're working for. So be really transparent in sharing your own experiences, your successes, your failures, your things you would have done a little bit differently, right? Those life lessons, so that you can show your team that the growth and development that you are putting so much focus on is an ongoing process, and that everyone can learn from those lessons. And you always heard me say that the things that happen for us are either a lesson or a blessing. Sometimes they're both. But the first thing that you can do to really inspire your team is to lead by example. All right, so how many of you does that resonate with you? Because I know that we have all had leaders that we were like, you do not walk your talk. You do not lead by example. Why are you someone that I should follow and trust? So number 1 that you can do is lead by example. Number 2, you're going to make sure that to be an effective leader that is then inspiring your team for that personal and professional growth is that you're providing some opportunities for growth. So an effective woman leader can inspire her team by creating opportunities that are going to stretch them and develop their skills. This could be offering challenging assignments. This could be mentoring and coaching either for them or suggesting that they mentor and coach someone else that's on their team. You could have training programs. You can even help your team members build their confidence and their knowledge to take on some new roles and responsibilities. Think about what are some things that you could maybe take off of your plate that they might have the strengths and the skill sets to be even better at than you are. And that's providing space on your plate, not only for mentoring them and really showing that you trust them with some of those responsibilities, but it's also leaving room open on your plate for you to take on some new growth. And didn't we say number 1 was lead by example? So take some things off your plate, provide some new opportunities for growth. And again, this could be in the form of challenging assignments, mentoring and coaching other team members, training programs. And what about conferences? What about retreats? What about getting buy-in from them and asking them, hey, if you could go to 1 training a year, if you could go do 1 personal development thing per year, Who would you follow? What would you do? What would that look like? Start asking those questions, because getting them excited to be diving all in on their personal and professional development is the best way that you can inspire them to go after it for themselves. And then number 3, foster a culture of collaboration. So culture is that pillar number 2. I say leadership, culture, customer service, right? Culture is that number 2 pillar that is going to be really important for you to be stretching your business. So create that culture of collaboration. So an effective woman leader inspires her team, right? That's what we're talking about today, by creating a supportive, inclusive work culture and an environment where everybody feels valued, heard, seen for who they are and what they bring to the table. So by encouraging maybe some open communication, active listening, talking about what communication might look like, understanding how to give each other constructive feedback, you can really help build trust and strengthen relationships within your team. And think about, what would it feel like if you were not always the one who had to come and help solve problems? What if they were able to really communicate between each other and talk things out before it got to a sense of drama, before it got to a sense of people are not communicating, they're afraid to give each other feedback? So if you're fostering that collaboration, then you're going to promote a sense of shared purpose, a commitment to common goals, and you're going to inspire your team to work together towards that common vision. And you're also going to show them how they can even celebrate their differences and making like a collective group of achievements, so that it is not always about coming to you to solve those communication issues. They can do a lot of that on their own. So today I gave you 3 ways that an effective leader can inspire her team to go next level with personal and professional development. And if you love this content, join us even more in the Female Leader Headquarters community over on Facebook. Also, you can subscribe to us on YouTube, where I'm going to be sharing more and more of these trainings for our future, because everyone deserves to be led well, and everyone deserves to feel like they are taking themselves to their next level with some intention. So join us in that group or more on YouTube and start your journey towards becoming a more effective and confident leader today. Thanks so much for tuning in to today's channel, and we will talk to you soon.